Okay, to some degree, this is a demo on doing a demo. So, be sure to ask plenty of questions. This, I believe, because it's the last one down at the bottom, 6A, it probably is because I finished it outside of class. But this is the most recent version that shows up in a video demo. Tiny, teeny, tiny. Can everybody see that iPad, or do I need to work on trying to make everything bigger? Okay, it does have an enter key, and the enter key works, right? It should not work here. Click. No. Should not work here. Click. No. And did we fix the problem of can't change the letter at the end? Yes. So maybe the enter key got completely done. Maybe that's it. And we press enter and it should go to the next row. Okay. Yeah, it looks like the enter key, is that consistent with everybody's memory from however long ago that was? Okay, so we have a working enter key. Be gone. And this is gonna have to get bigger. Oh, well, it doesn't yet. Xcode, quit Xcode. So now, it's my turn, and I have to turn Word Game 006A into a new version that incorporates a backspace key. So I'm going to start by duplicate. Duplicate. And it makes a copy, and I shall rename. This shall be, how about 007? Dun-dun-dun-dun-dun-dun-dun. Okay. Now, when I run 007, it should do exactly the same thing as 006, and I'll just assume that it does. But it doesn't, if you recall from our iPad screen, it has no backspace key. So, Shift Command Plus. Yes, I did it, I remembered. Shift Command Plus. We do have an enter key. This must be where we ended. Now accepting nominations, and you can do this during your demo as well. You can put the class on the spot. How do we even start a backspace key? Make a new file. You know what? I'm gonna just for reference, because we're gonna run out of time anyway already. Wordle, just to get a fresh picture of the backspace key in our minds. Play. Hard mode, no thanks. It looks the same as the enter key, except it's got one of those Catco symbols on the top of it. So that's for down the road. Let's just get the key, for crying out loud. But it does look like it's a good match, almost like bookends on the bottom row. So square will be okay since we used a square for enter. And I don't think I need to refer to that again, so I'm just gonna close that up. So we need a new file. File, new file. Where does it say? Oh. So now I've lost it. File. New. File from template, right? Yes. Okay. And I think we just accepted a false Swift file, iOS, yes. And I don't want to just call it file. And it is putting it in 007, thank you, or I would have lost it. This is backspace key. And there we are. And we were just in the enter key, so you can plagiarize yourself if you want to. I'm going to make it look just like the enter key. If I can see this stuff well enough to do it. Copy, and then go to the backspace key, and Command V is paste. You are not an enter key. And you already have, well, we don't need import foundation. Why do we need import Swift UI? Because it's part of the view. Can't fool you. Invalid redeclaration. Maybe that's because it needs to be backspace key. Well, it could be simpler. I should probably update the print message. Making a backspace key. And make backspace key body. Got another automatic example of a function. Make backspace key body. Now, in terms of its appearance, how much of the appearance do we get to keep? All of it?
Replace it with system dot there's an image dot system, I don't remember.
Where's a whiteboard marker?
Two.
Whenever I want to throw a whiteboard marker at somebody, I never have one handy. Thanks. When I do this, no, when I do that, that means it's time for you. That's your cue. For now, I'm just going to say backspace, if you don't mind. Where did it go? Is this going to work? I made a backspace key. Will it show up? I can ask dumb questions if I want to. You can ask dumb questions in your demo if you want to. Will our backspace key show up? Why not? Oh, all that work for nothing.
It's your structure returns enter key.
Does it? Make backspace key.
Your structure backspace key returns make enter key.
Oh. But it was being ignored anyway. Thank you. Make backspace key body. My function names are too long. That's my problem. And even though it's a trademark phrase, if you want to say, I did that on purpose, if you're paying attention, I will allow it. Okay? Now will it work? Now will it show up? Why not?
You have to call it somewhere.
Call it? Oh, this is, we have to put it in the view. Accepting nominations for where to put it in the view. Content view? Probably it'll go in the same file as our enter key. Does it have to? Logically, couldn't we put it in the content view? Yes. But since those things in a way are so similar, those are special keys that are still in the keyboard, then it's probably better intuitively and for sake of sanity to keep them in the same file. And not only that, they go on the same row, right? Here's our enter key, and here is our backspace key. Now should it show up? Well, that is ugly. How do we make this bigger? Here?
A little bit further down.
There, thank you. Yeah, backspace. Not yet. It is just hard to contain you, Ms. Katko. You're like a bucking bronco.
I'm passionate about my symbol.
I know. Well, you're passionate about the whole thing, aren't you? I've lost my place. Backspace key. For now, just to get some functionality here. Okay, no functionality. We'll make this work, and then we'll let Ms. Katko have some relief. And BS, we've got a BS key. I don't know, I kind of like that. It doesn't do anything when we click it. Now accepting nominations from the floor for what we could put on that key.
You could put a backspace key, the triangle pointy thing with the X on it.
You-
An SF symbol.
You bet I could. Okay. Tell us, you can instruct, and I will repeat it so to make sure it shows up clearly on the video. What if we think there must be a symbol for that? They must have a symbol for that. How do we find out whether there's a symbol for that or not?
SF symbols, and you search in SF symbols.
Okay, where's the search? Here, you mean?
Do you have the app SF symbols? Yeah.
The app has to be installed, and yes, it is installed on all the Macs in the lab. But it's not part of Xcode. It is like a dictionary where you look up the name of a symbol. Here's the weird thing. Xcode already knows all of these symbols. What we don't know are the names. It's kind of like everything else that we've tried to use in Swift UI. We know it must be out there. We just don't know what it's called. SF symbols is even worse because you've got to go to a separate app. If you click on the spotlight search or whatever the search is on the Macs in the lab, SF, there it is, SF symbols. This is a separate app. And if you have trouble running it in the lab, you see the bouncing icon down here. Here it is. See these things? These things look familiar, don't they? There are, do you remember the number, Ms. Cutco? It's like 70,000 something. There's a lot. Just about every symbol you've ever seen. You can actually, if you want to, you can use maybe, hey, I know, a brainstorm occurred to me and I wasn't even working on it. You could do a colorblind version of Mastermind, where instead of different colors, you have different symbols, and you just go shopping for these symbols and find 6 different symbols and put those on the beads. Have you already done that?
That's one of my ideas to make it colorblind.
I'm sorry. Spoiler. I should keep my big mouth shut. I'm looking for backspace.
It's under delete. It's not under backspace.
No symbols for backspace. Let me try back. Well, it is there. Notice, it does try to artificially intelligence its way into what you might be looking for. Ms. Catco was doing her darndest to get me to type in delete in the search, and it's my one of my newest hobbies to toy with her, so increase her frustration. I've forgotten from Wordle. Do they use this one or that one? The white one? Does that say delete dot backward?
Yes.
Okay, delete dot backward, delete dot backward. That's all we need. That's all we need this app for, so we can even close SF symbols. Was that worth the wait?
Very much.
Yes, oh, okay.
It'll be worth it when I see it on your beautiful keyboard.
You all are gonna have to be my short-term memory for me, because I can't even remember it while I'm looking at it. Delete dot backward. I would have said delete dot backspace. So, instead of this text BS, how do we put it in there?
I think it's image dot system, or is it system dot image, one of the two?
I don't know. Does anybody know? Who else has used the Catco symbol library?
It's image, parentheses.
Wait. Here we are. We're in Safari. Swift UI. SF symbols. Right? Get bigger. Show more. Oh, 4,000 plus. I overestimated. Look at this. Image, system name, colon, and then you put it in quotes. Oh my goodness. I'm still, you have no idea how impressed I am. This AI overview that you get with just a quick little Google search now, that is so much better than combing through all the goofy comments and Stack Overflow and all of the ridiculously overdone technical jargon inside Apple's own help system and all that. This is just so handy. The very first example is image, system name, and the name that I forgot already. I'm going to keep that. Well, am I? I don't know if I can. I'll just shrink it in case I need to open it again. Shrink, I say. Okay. Right here. So instead of text BS, it should be, who remembers? Just plain old a system name? String? Thank you. Now, what about the font and the bold and all that?
Totally get rid of it.
We might need to completely get rid of it. Let's just completely get rid of it for now, even though we reserve the option of bringing it back. And fixed it. Yay.
Yeah.
Except
It's a little tiny.
it's a little tiny, or a tiny little. I don't know which order. Maybe this will fix it. Well, it's easier to see. I still think it probably needs to be a little bit larger. But I kept the drawing board open, didn't I? Where is, there it is. Swift UI. Image larger, please. Yikes. Image. Okay, here's an image. Here's our starting point. Resizable frame, and I don't know, that clip looks pretty suspicious. But it looks like, first of all, we need to make it resizable and then set a frame. I'm going to leave that open, easy to refer to. It already has a frame, right? The font didn't do any good. The bold didn't do any good. I'm going to keep the bold. Maybe it did do some good and I don't know it. Right?
Yep.
Uh-oh. Oh! That's a little overkill. Let's try frame within a frame. Dot, frame. This frame down here is for the entire key. That's what makes our gray key. Oh, look at this. It even tried to help me. Width 40, height 40. That's half. Haha! Yay. When I click on it, it does nothing. It doesn't even do a message on the console. So, as much as I didn't want to, this will be continued. I will put it to a vote, and it can't even be a tie. There are 5 of you. Do you want me to finish this, like this afternoon, and have the backspace key finally finished and out of the way? Or I can continue with it on Monday, because there are some things, I can tell you, there's a lot of code marked in here. There are several things I changed about code that I already had to accommodate the backspace key. For example, and I can go through the reasoning. I will do this in the video regardless, but I can do it in class time on Monday if you want the opportunity to discuss it. I allow position to run off the end of the row. Why? Because backspace always wants to subtract 1 from the current position, and it can't do that if it's in the last position. I mean, we would not ever be able, I found this out the hard way. This was a trial and error experiment. I would not be able to delete the last letter in my guess at all if I didn't let it run off the end of the row and then back up a space and make it nil so I can set it again. Now, with that as sort of a teaser of the complication that has to be dealt with to get this to work properly, do you want me to finish this weekend, like this afternoon, and email you a link to the video, or do you want me to wait and pick up where we are right now on Monday? Monday, I thought we could practice Mastermind again under the ruse of redoing our botched tournament.
Let's do that.
Do the tournament on Monday? Okay, so, yes.
I'll tell you.
Gonna tell me after class?
I just had a thought, I'm not gonna be here on Wednesday because of lacrosse.
Oh.
I could switch as an option.
Yeah, well, let's close down this video.
That's why
So
I
I'm
thought-
finished, let me make sure, I don't know if we had an official vote. Is there anybody that does not want me to finish this afternoon or tomorrow morning and go ahead and just send you a link to the rest of the backspace key? And then that way we can do our mastermind tournament in class with Doritos and Mountain Dew on Monday. And then Wednesday, we start the increment demos, your style. I would have just a little bit have preferred Monday because, remember this, I lost track with it again. This was a meta presentation where I show you how I go about presenting the development of code from one version to the next so that you had an example to follow. And a lot of that example is asking questions of the class, accepting questions from the class, accepting comments and suggestions from the class, and that's missing if I've got nobody in the house except for dogs because they don't care. And I can ask them questions till the cows come home and they're just not gonna pay any attention to me.
I mean, I do think it would be nice to see like a weird running off the edge thing live.
Okay, we'll do that Monday and then whenever, maybe Wednesday. I'll pick up the demo on Monday and we'll figure out where to put in the tournament and how to accommodate Ms. Kirkhope and all the other difficult things that